The Lucas County Board of Elections met today to make a decision on whether or not people in Waterville should have the right to vote on an approved amphitheater. NBC 24's Derek Hyde was at that meeting and shares more on what's next for that project.
After a 2-month delay on answering this referendum question, the Lucas County Board of Elections couldn't agree to a decision as the vote ended tied 2-2.
Again, I spent my entire adult life trying to make sure that everybody who should have a right to vote has the right to vote, and those votes are heard. That's why I seconded this motion, is I think we're taking away a fundamental right to vote here.
And that is purely administrative and should be overturned in the appeals court and not at the Board of Elections using a referendum.
This result will now elevate the referendum question to Secretary of State Frank LaRose to break the tie.
They're asking you to not prevent this from being on the ballot, to do what the Supreme Court state and give the people the right to vote. Thank you.
The city of Waterville and referendum signers are debating whether or not a condition in the amphitheater's approval for a future ticket tax would allow the Board of Elections to authorize a popular vote for the future of the site on the November ballot.
To enact a tax, you have to have legislation. That's a condition from the city administration. It's not a tax. We would have to go through hearings, have the actual tax, have its actual terms and conditions laid out.
It wasn't put in there for no reason whatsoever. To argue that it's a meaningless provision would be insulting to the residents of Waterville and this board.
Several of the over 900 referendum signers were in the audience of the meeting, hoping to finally get an answer. Developer of the project, Hunter Brooks, feels that these delays have continued to raise tensions between the two parties.
And character assassination is never good. It's harmed my companies. It's harmed me. It's harmed my family. And so I ask that everybody, please, take a deep breath and calm down and let's work through this.
The Board of Elections will now have 2 weeks to submit all the documents to the Secretary of State. There is no timetable on his decision yet. In the newsroom, Derek Hyde, NBC 24 News.